Welcome back. Now in the last segment we spoke about many SUVs, but honestly those are pretty much urban animals. If serious off-roading is your thing, then here's the car that you should be looking at.
It calls itself the EOV or Extreme Off-Road Vehicle because quite honestly for people with mud on their mind, nothing else but extreme will do. Off-roading enthusiasts will be aware of the existence of the Gurkha, the wild and hairy version of the old Tempo Trax. Itself a tuned-down version of the Mercedes G-Wagon. If you see them side by side, you know what we're talking about. Under the slab-like bonnet is the engine derived from the legendary OM616 introduced by Mercedes sometime in the late 70s. This engine is old school all the way, turbocharged, intercooled, and unlike most passenger car engines in India right now, this one's DI, which means direct injection. Power output is a very modest 81 bhp and 235 newtons of torque. It's rear-wheel drive in normal conditions, and switching to 4x4 is again by the old school secondary gear lever. Standard equipment on the Gurkha prepares you for what this car is good at. You're getting mechanical diff locks for both front and rear axles. This bizarre looking plastic attachment, illustratively called a snorkel, will allow you to wade through up to 55 centimeters of whatever fluid you choose to wade through. A transfer case with all low ratios and all-terrain tires. Driving the Gurkha on-road of course isn't going to be very rewarding, but then if you're looking to buy a great off-road toy, the Gurkha is as sorted as a T-34 tank plowing through the rear end of a German retreat.
Now normally we take marketing, PR, speak and press releases with a pinch of salt. But when Skoda launched the Octavia last month, it really was the return of the legend.
And it's a big leap from the Octavia/Laura that we're familiar with a jump that takes this car above its Japanese and Korean competition, more upmarket and definitely more powerful. How much power you ask? 177 bhp, 1.8 litre TSI petrol and the ubiquitous 2 litre turbo diesel. This was an all-new platform, and yet the engines we're familiar with, the diesel variant that should be the big seller because India, fuel economy, etc. has migrated from the outgoing Laura and is putting out a decent 141 bhp and 320 newtons of torque. You're also getting decent mileage, 12.5 kilometers to the litre in the city and 16 kilometers out on the highway. Like all good medium-sized sedans in this range, you've got the option of a 6-speed manual gearbox as well as the superb DSG-equipped 7-speed automatic. The manual is where you're going to feel a slight bit of lag if you're not sharpish with the gears, but on the automatic, that simply disappears. If you're going to be seated in the rear, ride is pliant and comfortable. However, when this car does hit a roughish patch, you will hear it, and that can be a little irritating. Where the new Octavia really shines though are the interiors. Great fit and finish and attention to detail aside, you've got everything that you'd expect from a car like this. A huge sunroof, electrically adjustable driver's seat with memory, a stereo with Bluetooth and ports for USB and aux, dual zone climate control and parking sensors. Also, considering that this car is 110mm longer than the outgoing Laura, you've also got a lot of space with a great back seat that's as comfortable as a sofa, plenty of knee and headroom and a door that opens very wide.
Now if you're looking for a sedan under 20 lakh rupees, you can't go wrong with the Skoda Octavia. But if you're looking for something bigger, more luxurious and yet fuel efficient, the Toyota Camry Hybrid is an interesting option.
Now this is an extension, a variant of the new Camry that was launched last year, and it even extends over our 25 lakh rupee limit. But then the reason we put it in is because it's the only hybrid in this or any other category. The all-new Camry is a global bestseller for Toyota, but in India only purchased by hotels and corporates for two reasons. It's a CBU, which means it's expensive, and two, it's only got a petrol engine. But now with the hybrid system, that's changed. In the new hybrid, you've got two sources of propulsion, a 2.5-litre VVTi petrol engine that's putting out 160 PS and a 45 PS electric motor. Which brings us to what brings the Camry Hybrid to our choice of Diwali cars, fuel efficiency. Considering that you do have a 2.5-litre petrol engine, driving this car in stop-start conditions got us a very impressive 15 kilometers to a litre. Add to that the contemporary Lexus-inspired styling as well as the huge and hugely comfortable rear seat, and you've got a luxury sedan that's tough to beat.
Now, if you take a look at the numbers, India really is a hatchback market, and if you look at our conditions, it makes absolute sense. But what if you want a hatchback with a little more style, with a little more performance, with luxury, with prestige? Well, if your office has really excelled itself on the Diwali bonus this year, here's something you could consider: the Mercedes A-Class. Because even though auto boffins might consider this car a hatchback because technically that's what it is, we'd like to think of it as a sports coupe with 4 doors. Because unlike other hatchbacks, this car looks great. It sits low on the ground and the front 3/4 look completely like a sports car. This is not your dad or uncle's Mercedes. The front end looks almost pissed off at you for making that suggestion. The headlamps glower, the air dams snarl, and then there's the almost obscenely huge 3-point star completing the picture. And the point. The party continues down the back as well, a place where most cars of similar design falter, like their styling mojo ran out by the end of the front 3/4, but not with the A-Class. The hatch contours in and integrates well into the rest of the body, with the rear splitter just completing what is a great look. Mercedes has gone really aggro with the way its new cars are designed. What hatch looks like this? Because from inside, at least, this is not, as the ugly euphemism goes, a premium hatchback. This is an all-out luxury car that happens to have a hatch instead of a boot. Considering these are relatively small engines, under the hood you can get 2 engine options. There's a 1.6-litre turbo petrol and a 2.1-litre diesel. Now, considering these are relatively small engines, you can't expect massive performance, but pushed hard, this car will still do a sub-10 second 0 to 100 run. Now, this is a fun car to drive and gives the driver quite a bit of feedback. Whip around a corner at nosebleed speeds and you won't feel like you're going to die. But on the con side of this notebook, we have to mention that this is not a car that does well on bad roads. Hit a rubbish patch of road and the suspension will complain noisily, crashing down and not stopping till you either slow down or get to better tarmac. This is not a car you buy for practical rear seat reasons. The back seat is not as bountiful as you want it to be, but it does have all the bells and whistles that will make you happy, like a banging stereo with the accoutrements like Bluetooth and USB connectivity, along with an interesting LCD display screen. With prices between 23.4 and 24.1 lakh rupees, it isn't exactly value for money, but it sure is cool. However, BMW didn't wait too long to offer an option to the 3-point star. Like we said earlier, if your Diwali bonus really was awesome, here's the cheapest BMW that you could buy. It's called the 1 Series, and unlike other BMWs, isn't really a looker. It's got all the trademark Beamer styling cues, the big bonnet, the huge headlamps with the world-famous Corona rings, and the kidney grille. But look a little further back and you realize that it's quite ugly. It's off balance, abrupt. But then all will be forgiven when you drive this car, because what the 1 Series does have going for it is a drivetrain that will make you want to cheat on your wife. The 1 Series is the only hatchback you can buy in India with rear-wheel drive, and coupled to that is a steering with as much feeling as a Bollywood mother. A tight yet forgiving chassis and suspension, an engine that goads you into doing naughty things to it, and a rear end that will swing out like an item girl. What you've got under the hood is a detuned version of the 2-litre diesel engine that you'll also find in the 3 and 5 Series, as well as the X1 and the X3. 143 bhp, 320 newtons of torque. Now, compared to the A-Class's rather anemic 107 bhp, the 1 Series is fast enough, and the best part is the way it does it. Adding to the joy is the 8-speed gearbox, and unlike the double clutch devices you find in other larger Beamers, here you've got a torque converter. You also got 4 different driving modes, which adjust the way the engine, gearbox and steering handle, depending on your mood. This is a car with 50-50 weight distribution, meaning that it weighs the same in the front as well as the rear. A stiff chassis and suspension, which means sharp body control with no roll. Switch the 1 Series into Sports Plus mode and this car will shimmy and slide in and out of corners like a coked up salsa dancer. It might sound a little dangerous, but you can always remember this. The safety systems aren't off as much as inactive, lurking like a butler, and will pull you out of anything should things become too exuberant. This is a driver's car through and through, and if it's the pure driver's experience you're looking for this Diwali, you could treat yourself to an all-new one. And that was our show for this week, and at the end of it, we hope you're somewhat closer to making your car buying decision. Till next week then, ciao, take care and have a happy Diwali.